Hi, I'm Timo. Welcome to another short Professor Timo lesson. Today we'll cover a couple topics: articles, plurals and singulars, verb tenses, and some pronunciation. And along the way, I'll give you some quick tips to help you with your language development. So welcome to the lesson. First, let's take a look at articles. There are two articles, a and the. When you think about articles, I would like to give you two tips. Number one, focus on the noun. An article has to come together with a noun. Secondly, you should repeat the phrase as many times as you can. That way it will get stuck in your head and you'll be able to reproduce it again and again. So let's take a look at a couple of these. And I'd like you to repeat after me when we get the correct version. What you see here are some incorrect versions. So starting with this one, you'll want to say this is a company overview. Repeat after me. This is a company overview. A company overview. All right. In the second one, our noun is group. So the sentence should read, fourth is the sales group. The sales group. So repeat after me. The sales group. Okay, after that, the next one here we have if a customer. A customer. If a customer. That's how it sounds together. If a customer. Repeat after me. If a customer. Or you can use it with the. If the customer. Repeat that. If the customer. Okay. And then this whole sentence should sound like this. If a customer would like to build a factory. So you can see that the flow goes like that. And the word a or the is never hugely stressed. It comes right along with its noun in a short form. So here in the next one, we've got the word company again. So the phrase will be, my company is a local company. A local company. So the word a goes along with company. My company is a local company. So you'll notice that we connect the a to the word that precedes it, is a. So repeat that phrase after me. My company is a local company. Okay, and next we have here office. So you'll want to say an office or the office. So repeat after me. I always work at the office. The office. Or the other way, we'll say I always work at an office. Work at an office. All right. And finally, with gym, say sometimes I go to the gym. Go to the gym. Okay. Let's take a look at our next topic today. The next topic is plurals versus singulars. So here you need to focus on how many. If it's just one, you keep it singular. If there's more than one, you'll make it plural. And what I recommend for you is to find some phrases to guide you, some phrases that you use quite frequently. For example, some, a lot of, etc. So if we take a look at our examples here, anytime we're using some, this should be plural. So here, once again, you have the errors, and we'll work on these together to get the correct form. So the first one should be some companies. Some companies. After that, some places, and then some devices, and some vegetables. So you'll see each time we're using the word some, we're making the noun plural. And a lot of times it becomes a two-syllable word. Device, or you add an extra syllable. Device is two syllables. Devices becomes three syllables. So if you keep repeating these phrases, eventually they'll stick into your mind and they'll become automatic. So repeat after me. Some companies, some places, some devices, and some vegetables. All right. Okay, after that, the second set here, you have numbers with it. So when you have a number that's more than one, you'll make that noun plural. So here, 15 degrees. And here we have two kinds of ways. Repeat that, please. Two kinds of ways. And I'd like you to take a look at my mouth when I say the S sound, degrees, degrees. Here, kinds, and here, ways. So that's how your mouth should be positioned when you say the S sound, S. It's almost like a smile. Okay, the third set, we have the phrase a lot of. So that means more than one, that means many. So here we'll say a lot of meetings and a lot of steps. So keep remembering the position of the mouth. When you say the S, it's like a smile. So practice that, practice the mechanics of your mouth. Let's try these again. A lot of meetings and a lot of steps. Okay, and then finally here we have big numbers. 20,000, that noun should be plural. 20,000 people. Same thing with 10,000, we'll have 10,000 people. Okay, here are a few other examples, and remember, the examples I'm showing you are the mistakes, and together we're working on the correct form. So here you've got different, so that's going to be plural. We represent different brands. We represent different brands. Okay, next. Take a look at this one. Either make it singular or make it plural. So to make it singular, you say a computer company or the computer company. To make it plural, how would you do it? I hope you said computer companies. Okay, so the same thing with the S, computer companies. All right. Our third example here should be plural. They sell tools. If they just sell one tool, you would specify that they sell a tool or they sell one tool. But in general, a company will sell more than one. So the typical answer is they sell tools. All right. Our fourth example, you've got two nouns here, products and customers. So put that together, sell products to customers. Both nouns will be plural. And lastly, I wanted to give you some things to compare. So let's take the one on the left, our customer. That just means you have just one customer. And if you make it plural, our customers means that you have more than one customer. Same thing down here. My boss means my one boss. And if you say my bosses, that means you have more than one boss. So like we said earlier, sometimes when you make it plural, you add an extra syllable. So the singular, boss, is one syllable. The plural, bosses, makes it a two-syllable word. So next, our third subject is verb tenses. So some advice for verb tenses is number one, obviously make sure that the verb tense you're using is correct. If you need the present tense, use the present tense. If you need the past tense, use the past tense, and do your best not to mix those up. At Professor Timo, that's one of the first things that I try to make sure my clients do is use correct verbs. So second, even if you're using the correct verb tense, you need to use that in the correct way. And we'll see some examples next. All right. In bold, I've highlighted the mistake. Remember, these are our mistakes, and together we're getting the correct answer. So here, when we say this was the first time, this was his first time, you've set it into the past, and the before is talking about before that past, or we could say the past of the past. So this one should be your past perfect. This was his first time. He had never tried it before. So repeat that with me, please. This was his first time. He had never tried it before. All right. And the had part is usually shortened, so it'll sound something like this. He had never tried it before. He had never tried it before. Or even a contraction, he'd never tried it before. So sometimes it's really hard to hear that contracted D, but it's there nonetheless. The second one is a very interesting mistake. The second verb is conjugated. That's the mistake here, when you just need to conjugate the first verb. So we're trying to put it in the past tense. We needed, and then with that, we needed, this verb should be to bring. So the correct version here is we needed to bring a lot of stuff. Repeat that after me. We needed to bring. All right, and let's try the full phrase. We needed to bring a lot of stuff. All right, if you have trouble replicating my sounds, practice, practice, practice. Eventually you'll get it. All right, in our third example, we just need to change the word since, and let's change it to when. So this will be, I started learning it when I was in university. I started learning it when I was in university. Or if you want to keep since, you would change this to I have been learning it since I was in university. So you can see there's always a lot of paths that you can go. There's a number of different ways that you can say the same phrase. You just want to make sure that your fundamentals are correct. So let's try those again. Number one, I started learning it when I was in university. Try it. I started learning it when I was in university. Okay. And our second way is I've been learning it since I was in university. Try that one. I've been learning it since I was in university. Okay, very good. And this last version, I put the correct form for you here. I haven't spoken English in so long. And I figure with some of you watching this video, that's a phrase that you might want to memorize. If you don't have a lot of friends, you don't have a lot of chance to speak English with them, you know, hey, that's a phrase you can use. You can say, hey, I'm sorry, I haven't spoken English in so long. Okay, finally, let's focus on pronunciation. The key that I'll stress for you is number one, focus on the position of your mouth. Remember when we were saying the letter S, your mouth has to look almost like a smile. S, focus, companies. And so to do that, I recommend that you exercise your mouth. Just like you go to the gym and you exercise your body when you're trying to make improvements, it's the same thing with pronunciation. Practice, 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 exercise, focus on the position of your mouth. That's the way to make improvements with pronunciation. So let's do some exaggerated versions of that in this next section. Take a look at our first word, distinguish, distinguish. Take a look at my mouth and just try to replicate the position, distinguish. All right, repeat after me. Distinguish. Okay. Next, let's try another technique. Let's use our hand. Corporation. Corporation. So that's a 4-syllable word. The third syllable is stressed. corporation. All right, repeat after me. Corporation. Okay. Thirdly, we have the word vaccine. So in this one, you have a double C, and here you have to pronounce the C 2 times. Vaccine. It's interesting that the 2 C's make different sounds, K and a S. So repeat after me, vaccine. All right. Next, our word is problem. Problem. So I want you to take a look at the letter L in that word. The L is said like that. You can notice, again, if you check the position of my mouth, L, L, you can literally see my tongue, L. That's how you practice the L sound. So try this word again, problem, problem. If you're not biting your tongue, you need to do it again and again until you are biting your tongue. You don't have to bite it hard, but you should be able to look in a mirror and literally see your tongue. L, L, problem. The next word, group, is totally different. So the R sound is not like a L, it's a R, R. You can see the lips there, group, group. So let's take a look at those ones together. Problem versus group. Okay, so the L and the R are completely different. So that leads us to the next word, LCD, LCD, LCD. Try that after me, LCD. Okay, and then here you've got another L, display, display. Okay, so repeat the full thing, LCD display. All right. And lastly, for this page, we've got the word evaluation, evaluation. So that's a 5-syllable word and the 4th syllable is stressed. So repeat after me, evaluation. Okay. Now our last content slide, we've got a few more words. So let's go through these a bit faster here. So in this word, photo, photo, a 2-syllable word, you stress the first O, photo. But the profession, photographer, you stress the second O. So repeat after me, photographer, photographer. All right. The next word, close. So what word does that sound like? Exactly as if you were closing a door, open, close. It's exactly the same pronunciation, close. All right, third, we have colleague. Remember the pronunciation of the letter L here, call, colleague, colleague. Fourth is another L word, license, license. So that word fits our theme for today. We're working on the letter L a bit and also the letter S. So repeat after me again, license. Okay, fourth, suitable, suitable. And finally, we'll end with a really hard one. This T will be weirdly silent or there will be sort of an empty zone, patent, patent. All right, so you've reached the end of today's lesson. So a few recommendations for you. You can watch this video again and again, or you can listen to songs again and again, or watch movies. But when you get the correct version, I recommend that you repeat that correct version many times. Remember, go to the gym, the gym, the gym. You can say it over and over to yourself, the gym, the gym, the gym. An office, an office, an office. That way you can build repetition and in your mind, it'll be automatic so that that's the only way it can be over time. And lastly, remember, exercise your pronunciation, exercise the position of your mouth, just as if you were exercising your body going to the gym. It's the same idea there. So good luck. Have fun with your language development. Thanks for attending today's class, and I'll see you next time.